Before we discuss the issue that is causing us to send a frame we recently unboxed on this channel, the Yoeleo R12 Aero frame, back to where it came from, I did want to preface this video by saying I honestly do not like making videos like this. This is the third time this has happened to me in my YouTube history, first with the Vortex No Compromise wheels, then with the elves, and now this. And Neil, who's now part of the bike projects on this channel, is finding out he doesn't like doing this either. Why? Well, we build on the other side of the fence relationships with these brands, or in this case, local distributors, as was the case with the Elves project and this project, and another one we have lined up shortly. As a result, these small businesses entrust in the content, in our process, and as a small business operator myself, I enjoy helping other small business operators promote their products. However, our number one priority, which is above the brands and distributors, is to be fully transparent with you, because from what I understand, a lot of you form buying decisions based off of content that you watch on this channel. And as a result of that, I think it's only fair and reasonable, despite it not being ideal for the brand and the local distributor, that we share with you what has happened with this frame right here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come back here and going to explain where to from here.
Yeah, we've run into a little snag with this one, mate. Putting it all together, everything looked really snug, and then I had a quick look at the rear axle drop out through axle holes, and we've noticed a bit of an inconsistency in the non-drive side. So I've brought it down to Aaron today to have a look at it, and he's going to give us his impression of it. Paintwork and the rest of the finish looks brilliant though, so I'm super stoked about that. But this could be a bit of a problem.
We have a poorly made hole that Neil has noticed. Main issue is going to be brake rub, I would say. Okay. So under load, because Neil puts out tremendous amounts of watts. When he's pedaling, look, it's held in place, but we have in this hole, it's not even a proper hole, right? Look at it. It's been hit with like a Dremel or something. It looks pretty bad. Most of the time, the holes like this are produced very, very well. Okay. That's got to be one of the worst we've seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen one like that in a while. Can you even get it on camera properly?
Maybe put it just further back from the frame.
We are looking at obviously a 12mm hole, actually a whole millimeter plus out. So it's measuring 13. Yeah, 13 plus mil. The way in which that would affect the bicycle when he's pedaling it is, and it wouldn't be back and forth because it's being held in place. You'd find that as you pedal, over time, it would most probably squirm the wheel.
Right.
Because it's held in place, so it would just progressively work its way into its neat seat. Okay. And you'll probably find that as he's riding it, when it's new, he'll go out of here and the brake will be fine. And then eventually what will happen is you'll get a little bit of brake kick and it'll start to glance on those pads. Okay. That's what will probably happen. Again, like it's a flat surface, so it's not like a concave receiving axle. So you have a couple of different styles of axles, how they work. So here's one that's on like a specialized, and same with a Conaga we've got over here that I'm working on. Yep. Same scenario we can have a look at. So with this, we're relying on a perfect hole diameter. Yep. With this, if there is any intolerance, which funnily enough with those brands, they're pretty damn good, this will self-center the axle. Yep. And make sure it's obviously nice and tight with a good wall hold. So do you want to look at that one over there?
Yeah, absolutely. You had this bike for a customer, it was brand new, what would you do with it?
Well, you wouldn't do anything with that. You'd return it. So I would, because if someone's buying, I don't know how much that's worth, but if you're going to buy a new frame set and if you haven't got a perfect hole for your axle, you would return it. Same as if your headset was ovalized or the hole wasn't perpendicular, all that kind of stuff. You would basically look at or do those checks like Neil's done, and you would return it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
I wouldn't let that go. But yeah, I mean, if you look at any of these, I mean, the holes are.
Take your torch off it.
I mean,
that hole measure.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. And it doesn't matter what brand you go for. We've got a Specialized over there, we've got a C64 here, we've got a Pinarello, we've got a BMC. So all of the holes that we've measured there, they're all great. Yeah. That is shithouse.
Okay.
So genuinely speaking, both Neil and I agreed the frame was very polished external to this one issue. A pretty big issue though, and the local distributor who we're dealing with puts it down to the fact that the frame wasn't properly QA'd, so quality assurance process, out of the Chinese factory, which to be fair, it just happens. But to send it to a YouTuber for a comprehensive review, that's the part I just don't get. Although, I guess to be fair to this brand, it did happen with the last brand out of China as well, being elves. So what Neil and I have decided to do is ask you, the audience, on whether we should keep this project going or not. Now, Yoeleo have already sent us a new frame. Apparently it's on its way, but that doesn't mean we need to invest our time and energy into a build, riding the bike, and then of course the ride review chat we do, and of course publishing content on the channel that you may now find is no longer of interest. So we're going to put a poll up on the YouTube community page. I believe you need to be a subscriber in order to vote, but you can go over to your subscription feed area and you can vote there. And basically your vote will dictate on whether we keep this project alive or not. I'll catch you in the next video.